Raise your hand if you would like to have this $20 bill. Okay. But what if I were to fold it in half, like this? Would you still want it? What if I were to crumble this $20 bill like this, throw it on the floor, and then step on it? Raise your hand if you still want it. Really? Let me ask you, why? Because it still has value. Even when it's on the floor. This means you also have value. Despite your shortcomings and flaws, I believe in you. And you should too. Now, what is the right place for that $20 bill? It's probably in your pocket, right? Well, if you are in the right place, then your value will truly stand out above all else. The right place will value you in the right way. Want to know how? Well, you don't want to miss out on today's story and another key to untapping your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. Once upon a time, there was once a baby camel that lived with his mother. One day, the baby camel was lost in deep thought when she was lying on the ground all by herself. The mother started to notice something was odd, as her daughter would normally be cheerful and playful, always sociable with the other camel kids. But this time, she wasn't her usual self. The mother asked, "Baby, is something wrong?" The baby camel said, "Yes, everything is fine," and walked away. The very next day, same scene. The baby camel will go to her corner all by herself and not socializing with anyone. Now the mother really got concerned. She lied next to her baby and asked with an emotional tone, "Baby, something is wrong. What is it?" The baby camel now looked at her mother and just finally let loose. She said, "Mom, why do camels have humps?" The mother, glad it wasn't something terrible, smiled at her daughter and said, "I'm glad you asked that. Well, the humps helps us store the water for days. Since we are desert animals, we can survive without water because of our humps." The daughter, satisfied with the answer, was now more confident and curious than before, and started to ask a few more questions. She then asked, "Why do camels have long legs and rounded feet?" The mother, now enjoying her daughter's curiosity of their anatomy, replied, "The reason we have long legs and rounded feet is because they help us in walking the hot desert. The long legs and rounded feet help the camel walk in the desert better than anyone else." The baby camel nodded her head in understanding and came to appreciate her long legs and rounded feet more than before. The curious baby camel then asked, "Mom, why do we have long eyelashes? Sometimes when I'm playing with the other baby camels, it bothers my sight." The mother camel replied with pride and said, "My baby, these long, thick eyelashes are your protective cover. They help us in protecting our eyes from the desert sand and wind." The baby camel was processing all this information, and the mother was amazed how she is seeing her baby girl grow up and understand her nature. As a natural mother instinct, she can tell there was still one more thing in her baby's mind. There was still something she was aching to ask her. The mother patiently waited, and this time very eager to answer her next question. After thinking for a while, the daughter finally said, "Mom, let me get this straight. We have humps that help us in storing the water when we're in the desert." "Yes," said the mother. "The long legs help us in walking through the desert." "Yes," said the mother. And the big eyelashes protect our eyes from the desert. Yes, said the mother. I don't get it. What in the world are we doing here in the zoo? The mother camel was speechless. She could not answer the question. She had no idea what to say. All she can do is look around and see how trapped they are in the cage at the zoo, with hundreds of people surrounding. Your value doesn't decrease because of someone's inability to see your worth. You are special. You are valuable. You are blessed with a unique talent that needs to be told and needs to be shared. Your skills, your abilities, your talents can and will be useful, but only if you're in the right place. Now, as it relates to employment and working at a company, you want to be sure that you're in the right place. The last thing you want is to work in a toxic environment, surrounded by negativity. I mean, when was the last time you met a successful leader with a negative team? Exactly, no. A negative environment will hurt you not just mentally, but physically and emotionally. You will feel drained and unproductive. You'll go to work not wanting to be there. And then little by little, you may also fall into the trap of criticizing, gossiping, and spreading rumors and adding negativity into the environment. And this will hurt you in the long run. Please find something else immediately. At the same time, you want to be in a position where there are growth opportunities. You also don't want to be too comfortable with the status quo. As my friend would often say, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Don't get too comfortable to the point where you're not progressing. You don't want to be stagnant either. Notice in the story, the mother and the baby camel. It shows you can be useless, living, functioning, even learning in the wrong environment, but you're not progressing. The easy and path of least resistance does not lead to the destiny of success. In many ways, it's the other way around. Remember, if you're not learning, you're not growing. If you're not growing, sadly, you're dying. I think you know a lot of people who are not progressing. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're living and breathing, they're alive. But deep inside, in terms of development, they are not alive, they are done. There's no chance of growing and exceeding in an environment that limits your skills, talents, and abilities. You won't be able to reach your full potential. If your job is not providing you with an opportunity to grow, well then let me ask you, what do you think you should do? First, analyze your situation. Are you in a position to grow and progress 5 years from now? And if the answer is no, is there something else you can do about it? You need to develop the strength to be a doer and change your circumstance, and not let the circumstances dictate where you ought to be. The good thing is, now more than ever, there are so many resources out there, from higher education to technical training to entrepreneurship, or to receive industry in-demand credentials. The opportunity is there, but it's up to you to make that decision. As John Maxwell once said, a successful person finds the right place for himself, but a successful leader finds the right place for others. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Do me a favor, support the channel by sharing, commenting below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest updates. Soon, you will be on your way to